ever since the stand your ground law was passed in the state of Florida, the gun killings have jumped by 30% in the last 10 years. So now they are looking to expand on that, and we know that that disgusting murderer, George Zimmerman, had obviously used that as his defense, and he killed someone who was clearly not going to kill him. So Rossford reports on this to say, quote, gun homicides have jumped in Florida by more than 30% in the decade since lawmakers passed the Stand Your Ground self-defense law. Quote, Florida was the first state to pass the law, which allows the deadly force if a person believes they face great bodily harm, and a recent study found an abrupt and sustained increase in the state's homicide rate since then, reported the Daytona Beach News Journal. Okay, so I think I wanted to break this down really quickly for you guys, because this whole idea of the stand your ground law being that you can kill someone if they are putting you in great harm's way, I think that the formality of this gives the extra comfortableness to people who can maybe provoke someone a little bit or extremely under or overestimate them. So I feel like people will end up killing more people because of this when it could have prevented the death of a person. And also another thing is that this seems to be an interesting gun debate and argument. One side thinks that the other is trying to take away all their guns, and one side, I guess, thinks that there are other people who are trying to have all guns. So what I think needs to be understood here is that there is a somewhat middle ground. Obviously, having no weapons, I wouldn't necessarily say is bad, but I would say it's unpractical at this point. Okay, because at this point in time, we've already progressed so much, unfortunately, in that direction to where there are so many weapons. There's no way that you can simply have just the people who want to use it for bad things. So we do need, like, that. There is that argument where, then just the criminals are going to have it in the gun-free zones and things like that. And there is a bit of legitimacy to that if you acknowledge that we've progressed too much in the wrong direction with too many weapons being made. So I do think that a gun-free environment is obviously the best, right? But at this point, it's just unpractical. So there's no way, if you think that you're going to, number one, be able to, or even if you want to take away all guns, you're simply retarded. Because it's the same conundrum with the drug war. It's a stupid war trying to prevent something that simply cannot be prevented, and instead it should be understood as there's a middle ground to control it. So I think that but the other side, what they need to realize as well is that you can't have everyone having guns, because that would be simply utter chaos. And with that logic leading to everyone can defend themselves and fight, you say, okay, well, should every country have nuclear weapons? Then you go, should every person have nuclear weapons? So it's like, there's a middle ground. You can't have everyone with a gun. But the point is that this formality of this law is going to cause more deaths than it does, and it could be prevented. So there do need to be background checks, so mentally ill people cannot receive weapons to inflict damage, but there's no way you can take away all guns. I mean, that's just unpractical. But this stand your ground law is horrible, and disgusting murderers like George Zimmerman use it to defend them, killing people.